Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to take you on a service call where we didn't really do anything. Dispatched out with a $115 trip charge and service fee to discuss and evaluate the heating system to split one zone into two. Let's just say I politely declined the opportunity to work and service the client's home. Here is the unedited, uncensored, uncut video of that service call that I just completed just moments ago. Here you go. Someone just woke up. Okay, heat. So it's 73.
So the reason
and it's set for 70.
And the reason is we have this space heater in here now.
Okay.
This morning it was 64, but it was set to 69, or 70 or 69.
And I'm gonna hit hold.
So what'll happen now is it'll turn on.
Let's see what happens. So we raised up.
Oh, maybe the reason the red light turned off is because oh yeah, there it is again. Because the heater turned off because the space heaters were on.
Why are all these wires exposed?
The guy who owned it before my wife, he did a lot of stuff himself and he didn't know what he was doing. So we actually had an electrician come by when I first moved in, and he did a lot of work on it. A little bit of a water. Not everything.
Okay. Yeah. Figures an electrician was here.
There you go.
Oh, okay. One of those Alexa thingies.
Yeah. Well.
All right. So you have a two-zone gas-fired boiler. These are your circulators that will turn on when the thermostat tells it to. And then start circulating the water from the boiler and, heat the house. Based on the size of the boiler that you have and the size of the home, I'm very surprised to hear that, as you say, the first bedroom gets hot first, and then as it makes its way around, it gets cool, and then it's struggling to heat your home, like on an average day like today, like it's 45 degrees out. It's not really like it's 10 degrees out. Yeah. So when did this problem start?
When it's 10, it's like...
Oh, so
really bad.
So it's been like this for a long time.
Oh, it's been like this forever since
the beginning of time.
9 years ago. It's always been that last room is freezing.
Okay.
Now it happens to be that after they did the valve, it really did a big difference. Like now it's not freezing. Now it's just cold. So there was a substantial difference that they made when they switched the valve out and let out the air. But we would like to have that side of the house.
Because you have problems with your heat, that prompts other things to, I get it. You want to create additional zone. I think that's what you're saying, right?
That was
logic, but because you're not satisfied with the heat, right?
Yeah, because it seems to be because as the heat is released per room, through the chain, it gets.
Correct.
Less and less.
So that's a problem because your boiler is large enough to accommodate this size home.
Okay.
Without a doubt. So either there is a mechanical problem wrong with the heating system, or your home is losing heat faster than it can be produced.
That's probably
no, not necessarily.
Why the windows are very old.
Yeah, but the house is still not. It's still, it's not like it's an 1800s brownstone in Brooklyn, and it's drafty as like a sieve, like as you pour water into it, it's going out faster like Niagara Falls. No, it's there's something wrong here. So right now the zone is on, but this boiler is doing absolutely nothing.
Yeah, that red light.
The red light, that's your zone relay. So that takes a signal from the thermostat and tells the circulator gives the circulator power, and then should be turning the boiler on. But right now the boiler's not doing anything.
So I'll tell you the last time we had this issue, which shouldn't be right now. But basically, what happened last time is we had a guy install a fan on the in the attic to let some of the hot air out. The fan he put right next to the chimney, to this chimney here. Yeah. And the air was going into the chimney
and blowing out the pilots.
And it blew. And in order for it not to blow out the pilot, it auto shut off. But now we fixed that because we got a metal thing put by the fan.
Okay.
Right. So and it's also the fan wouldn't be on now. It's 40 degrees outside. So it can't be the same issue.
Correct.
But I'm letting you know this because you know, this is the history of
I hear
the,
you.
the unit. You know?
Okay. I wonder if the pilot. You can see the pilot flame, the little blue flame through the little window there. So I wonder why it's not firing up. Okay. We figure out.
I mean, he definitely has more.
You think about it, let us know. That's not a necessary reason for me to stay, but think about it. I don't want to apply any pressure. Like I said, I'm not charging you anything for my time here. But you have, like I said, we have a problem.
Yeah.
We have a problem with the boiler, and let's take care of that. If you know you think someone else is coming here, or you have me an appointment with someone else, and they're cheaper, by all means, go ahead. But I don't want to waste any more time.
Well, the guy that I called is not going to be able to fix the whole thing on the other side.
Yeah, but your boiler is large enough to accommodate this home. It's not like it's a 5,000 square foot home.
Well, that's why I like. That's why I'd like you to do it, because
Yeah, but I've already
seem to
been almost
know-
half an hour. We're going back and forth, like on what the charges are, what
But
the
hold on,
guarantees
hold on.
are. But
We're happy to give you the 115 for the
No,
the
but
time.
I'd rather, like I said, I'd rather not take anything
Yeah.
and call us last. Like seriously, I don't really need. I'm not saying, don't take this the wrong way, but I don't need the money. I don't need to develop that relationship, and I really did nothing here at 115. In most people's eyes, that's the case, but it still takes time and money to get to you.
Right, of course.
But
I
I'd
understand. I know
rather
how it is, yeah.
listen. I explained to you the rates. There's obviously some questioning with that and what have you. Will the problem go away? I don't know what the problem is, but I don't want to waste more time here when someone else is coming, especially someone else is coming.
I would just tell you not to come.
No, I hear you, but we're going back and forth here. We're literally 15 minutes we spent going back and forth about what the charges are, what the possibilities are going to be. But
it's not so much about I'm sorry, it's not so much about the charge. The question is about coming back and actually resolving the problem, or then if the problem persists, like we tried out for another 2 days and it's still not working, are you going to come back and say, oh, well, that wasn't my issue? That's the only question.
that's a possibility. That is a possibility. Right now, you know, your thermostat, like I said to your husband, the thermostat is on and the boiler is not running. Right? That's a problem. So
Right.
it is what it is. You know, like I don't know what the problem is until we diagnose the problem. Right? But we've been going back and forth with this for way too long, and my time is just too valuable.
You're going to stand by your work and say, okay, fine, I'm going to try.
Ma'am, I've been in business for almost 20 years, and that's my reputation, right? I don't cut corners. We don't, you know, nickel and dime anyone. But I do come with a price, and it's not for everyone. And I respectfully decline. Let someone else come in here and call us last when all else fails. Like I said, I develop relationships. Like I don't want to come here and take $1,000 from you and never see you again. I want to take $1,000 from you if that's what it is, right? And then $29 a month on a maintenance plan where we come once a year. That's how I built my business. And I have hundreds and hundreds of clients on a maintenance with us. And we come like by clockwork once a year because I don't want the call on New Year's Day or like Thanksgiving afternoon that you have no heat because, you know, blah, blah, blah is broken.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Ladies and gentlemen, no exaggeration, 33 minutes from ringing the front door to 20 minutes going back and forth on what my charges are and what it's going to cost and what it's going to be. And I said, listen, politely declined. You heard the end of the conversation. Excuse me. I mean, I just burped mildly on camera. You heard the end of the conversation where the wife is on the phone and I said, I can't wave a magic wand and make the problem go away. But my services are not cheap, nor are they free. So we arrived there with an understanding of a 115 trip charge and service fee to, you know, add a zone of heating to the home because that first floor zone, by the time it reaches like the last bedrooms, is cold and the bedrooms are 60 degrees. Something there is broken, especially since the zone is on and it is not firing the boiler. And he has someone else that's coming there for $140, $150, whatever he told me. Let them fix the problem and let them deal with it. But I'd rather leave on a good term where I didn't take anything from you, even though you agreed to a 115 charge, what have you. Right? I'd rather leave on good terms knowing that I didn't pick anything from you. And the next time you call me, there's no question you're calling me last because all else has failed. And I have no idea what the problem is. It could be an end switch on the zone relay panel, right? Circulator, anything, right? Maybe the aquastat on the boiler. It could be anything, but I can't wave a magic wand, ladies and gentlemen, and just tell you, hey, this is the problem, right? I need to take the tools out of the truck and figure it out after spending some time, and that requires a commitment from the end user, the client, the homeowner. And I politely declined. I'm not wasting any more time there. 33 minutes in the house, going back and forth on what ifs and, oh, they want to hire me, but will I stand behind the work? I was like, listen, I've built a reputation over the last 20 years for being one of the more expensive plumbing and HVAC contractors in the area. Okay? And by not nickel and diming, by not shortchanging, by not putting inferior products and parts, right, and standing behind the work. And that's what you get when you call Pipe Doctor Home Services, whether it's in Long Island, New York, Charleston, South Carolina, or Palm Beach, Florida. Licensed in all 3 states, folks. But it comes with a premium. Thank you so much for watching. I would have loved to diagnose that system on camera and show you how I present the issue to the homeowner. But the homeowner has budgetary concerns and what have you. Like I said, our service isn't for everyone, and I am there not to just never see them again after completing a repair. I am there to complete that repair and then sign them up for a maintenance plan where I'm collecting $29 a month from them automatically and doing annual prescribed maintenance as prescribed by the manufacturer on an annual basis, because I don't want to get a phone call on New Year's Day or during my Thanksgiving dinner that you have no heat or no hot water. Let me get your thoughts and feedback in the comment section down below. I'll catch you in the next one. Be well, God bless, stay safe.